Welcome back, my little recusants, to our Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix 100% guide. Really intense cutscenes, so I'll pause.
Be on your guard. They're close, I can feel it. Are you ready for them? No!
Quit while you can.
No, not without Kairi.
The darkness will destroy you.
You're wrong, Riku. The darkness may destroy my body, but it can't touch my heart. My heart will stay with my friends. It'll never die.
Really? Well, we'll just see about that.
Ah!
Sora ain't gonna go anywhere.
You'd betray your king?
Not on your life. But I'm not gonna betray Sora either, cause he's become one of my best buddies after all we've been through together. See you later, Donald. Could you tell the king I'm really sorry?
Hold on, Goofy! We'll tie them together! Well, you know, out for one and right for all.
I guess you're stuck with us, Sora.
Thanks a lot, Donald, Goofy.
How will you fight without a weapon?
I know now I don't need the keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart!
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's grown with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become part of their heart just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Oh, you nasty.
So the Keyblade said, no, I am not vibing with this darkness, Riku. Now, unfortunately, I make a little bit of an error. So the really cool outfit he has on makes him completely impervious to magic. So Dumbo, the genie, a lot of them are not going to be able to help much in this fight, unfortunately. But Riku has some like slightly new moves, but he is somewhat reminiscent of his fight on the Destiny Islands. But like, yeah, Riku has reached the point of no return at this point. Like, he full on just like shot Riku with like a ball of darkness. Just was like, yeah, no, that's it. If you're not gonna leave, I'm gonna just make you leave this life. So the thing is that Genie's blue and yellow kind of magic balls will do damage, but the actual like thunder, stop, gravity, all of those elements of Showtime will not work. And unfortunately, yeah, it's just, we have to just basically use Donald and Goofy and physical attacks when versus Riku from now on. He is immune to our Disney magic. And now we just have to wait for Donald and Goofy to like load back in. But yeah, even Aero's little defensive buffer is just not doing anything. But like Goofy's tornado doing great work. And Donald, in his last breath, healed me. He healed me even though he could have healed himself. Do we forgive the betrayal? I don't know. Because we also have to 100% recall the fact that Goofy was the one that came back first. Goofy was like, Sora is my bro. And then that's the trick with Leaf Bracer. Leaf Bracer only activates when you're healing yourself, so trying to heal Donald is just proving impossible. You're getting your cure cancelling, which is where you don't jump high enough for an airborne cure to activate. So it's like you go to cast cure and then it just doesn't happen. But listen, we are not going to let our buddy Donald drop. And with all their different support abilities, Riku goes down quite quickly. And now with Donald also being protected, he'll survive. And because of the EXP ring, we're getting a massive boost to our experience as well. So that's why I wanted to get Wings to be finished before we started Hallow Bastion, because we have a bunch of fights ahead, and it's just going to be great having all that extra experience. Riku loses his darkness drip and runs away like a little coward.
So, your heart won this battle.
No thanks to you, Beast. But you know, it's all G. Now after learning the White Trinity, we're gonna skedaddle back to the waterway because that was where Hallow Bastion's White Trinity is. And a bit like the Dark Matters, there's Dark Matters you have to collect. And there's a different Dark Matter, there's one Dark Matter found in every single world. And basically, similarly with the Yellow Trinities, there is one in every world. And when the little shields here, when they have different spells like Fire, Blizzard, if you use Fire when they're doing Blizzard and if you use Blizzard when they're doing Fire, you get extra tech points. But again, the main way to beat these guys is one gravity, cut them down to like one hit point, one attack, and it's finished. But this episode we are going to be going back and doing a bunch of different challenges, because if we get too far into Hallow Bastion, everything changes. So really, we're aware that there's a White Trinity there. We got our Thundagaji. Next, we are hopping over to Traverse Town. We're saving because we are at risk of a crash every little moment of this playthrough, unfortunately. But if you go to the secret waterway, which you can get to quickly through Merlin's house, we have our second Trinity. And these Trinities are actually quite powerful, as in the stuff you get from them is quite great. We get like a weapon from Donald, we get like a weapon for ourselves. And a lot of the time we get Orichalcums, but, you know, what can we do? Getting over the Lotus Forest is like super quick now that we have like high jump and glide. It's just not even an issue. But yeah, we're just going over to the painting in the bazaar room. Trying our best not to get into enemy fights, but sure, what can we do? But yeah, just get through this painting, and that's where our White Trinity has been all the different times we've journeyed through Wonderland to get here. So with that, we get a brand new keyblade, which is basically Spellbinder but better. So we're going to be equipping Lady Luck immediately. It's like a bunch of extra strength and 2 MP. So you'll see it there. It is pink and fabulous. And now Donald gets a new weapon that's kind of like high strength minus MP. And I just put it on for the lols. But next up is our power shards. And there's basically 2 special Heartless, and I just thought I'd show you the special Heartless on the way to the Waterfall Cavern. But you basically have to just play Spot the Real One, and you can basically try and track it yourself by going into first person mode. I missed that time. But basically what you can do is you can pause buffers, you can go into first person mode, that's the one that's real, and then just keep pausing so you're able to basically track more easily the real one. And the whole thing is you just have to hit it 4 times, and that's the minigame finished with. And each time you successfully hit it, there is a chance that it will drop a lightning stone, and there's a chance that it'll drop the lightning stone once you like finish the minigame. So you realistically have 4 different chances at a lightning stone, and if you're really lucky, you could potentially get 3 in one game with it, because you could get the lightning stone on the first hit, on the second hit, and then on the last hit, or like, you know, second, third, and fourth. I don't think I've ever seen a situation where you got like 4 lightning stones. You got a lightning stone each time you hit it. But basically that's the aim of the game. We just have to keep whacking this little lightning ballad, fighting the real one. And let me tell you, when it gets to this version of it, like the very, very last time, I don't know how you track them with just your eyes normally. Super, super difficult. And then even like there gets a point where I just kind of pause and go, okay, I think it's this one. But yeah, if you hit it the 4 times, it'll despawn and you get your lightning stone. And obviously you've, again, a chance at that every other time. But just run up the cliff and up the waterfall cave and you get to the other White Trinity. So that's now Hallow Bastion, Traverse Town, Olympus Coliseum, Deep Jungle and Wonderland. And now we're off to Agrabah. Agrabah's is at the cavern entrance, or the Cave of Wonders entrance, I should say. So you can really go by the storage, you can go by Aladdin's house, you know, all of them are, well, no, Aladdin's house is further. But you can go by Agrabah storage, you can go from inside the Cave of Wonders to try and get back out. But this is actually a really powerful elemental resistance belt. There's basically 3 types. There's a fire resist, there's a ice resist, and there's a lightning resist. So we've got Ifrit's belt, which is 40% fire resistance, as well as, what's the word? Strength up. But for Monstro, it's always a bit of a maze. So I was like, yeah, let's just up the speed here and just show what we can get with Glide now. This is the last couple of chests around Monstro. And like normally, some people would just wait for Glide to get to the top of Geppetto's ship for the Green Trinity. But as I say, we got that earlier on. And as I say, next episode or thereabouts, maybe not next episode, but like 2 episodes from now, I'm going to be showing all the different worlds and what I grinded for and how you can kind of get really all the item synthesis you need at this point in the game, where the Heartless are way easier just to mow down and destroy, because once we kind of finish the first story of Hallow Bastion, the Heartless are going to be getting a massive power spike, basically, and they become much harder to kill, and we've like entered the end game. Whereas at the moment, all the worlds are at their base state, so just their normal difficulty as you were going around the story missions. So like that, Monster's a very mid area, and we're basically at late game stats, so we're just mowing down through everything. But with another bright gem, we're gonna just hop down and run to chamber 6. So chamber 6 is our magic chamber for our White Trinity. And I think if you remember, we actually got the puppies here. I think the puppies were at the bottom, and the treasure is at the bottom of this area here. But as I say, since Monster was such a maze, I was like, I'll just put it on high speed and just show you how to get there. And, you know, you can get a good amount of bright shards and stuff from the green requiems because they spawn on the reg here. So, not too bad. And then once we get a bit of freedom from all these bloody Heartless, we can activate our White Trinity, get our treasure chest, and get the hell out of here. And there you see, that was a nice dark matter there. But, so there's a dark matter there from Monstro, and oftentimes you're going to either get puppies or orichalcums or some rare item from the White Trinities, so you do need to revisit all the worlds there. But I take a little pit stop at the clock tower because we're now after entering hour 1, so like 13 hours on our clock now. We can get the 1 o'clock reward, but you can also land in the lovely clock tower and we can get another treasure chest. And then we just have to search around for our 1 o'clock door. There it is, you can see the little magical glitter. And yeah, I'm just showing you guys that, yeah, this is hour 13, we're only 5 minutes into hour 13. So not too bad. And it's going to look really pretty when like we've gotten all the rewards and the entire clock is lit up, like it's going to be super nice. So 9, 10, 11, 12, and now we're entering 13 for 1 o'clock. And essentially, in a little bit of a few episodes, I'm going to be like skipping over. I'm going to be like joining. I'm going to be skipping over a lot of the grinding, basically. But I will put in like a little overlay to say this is the reward for hour 1, hour 2, whatever the case may be. Now, when you get to Neverland's deck area to be able to put into the White Trinity, because the White Trinity's there, this guy is a super pain to deal with, and I really poorly deal with him this time. I should have had like elixirs. Like if I just had elixirs and could keep stopping him well on the deck of the ship, we would have gotten both Dazzling Stones there. But this Heartless is an absolute nightmare to try and collect, because half the time all the rewards are just dropped into the ocean, you know? Really, really frustrating. But he on average will always drop at least 1 stone and sometimes 2 stones, so he'll never not drop something. But again, it's just, does it drop into the ocean is the problem. But behind the captain's wheel, we end up getting some Dalmatian puppies, and the last actually in Neverland, which is pretty great. And then once we head out of this world, we are going to go straight to Atlantica, and then it's just going to be Halloween Town after that, and that will have been all of the White Trinities. So they're actually really, really quick to get, and like most of the time we've like seen them either in cutscenes or like swam by them or whatever. So there's not many of them that are like well hidden. But as I say, at least you don't have to be thinking about where they were, you can just reference the video. And these guys are what we need to be hunting down for frost gems if we're not going to be using the Bambi method, which I will explain later. But basically, if you're not using Bambi, this is where you're going to have to go for those frost and thunder gems. But we swim into this pretty little shell. We can use the White Trinity and get ourselves another Orichalcum, I believe. Yep. Now, for extra puppies that we didn't get because we didn't get to Neverland, if we jump up there by the doctor's office and then we can glide into this big pumpkin head, we get puppies and an elixir, so that's brilliant. And now we're actually so close to finishing it. There's just 2 other puppies. 2 of them are here, and where they are is in Moonlight Hill. And Moonlight Hill, just as it happens, ended up spawning black funguses. So I was able to use Genie to quickly obliterate them. And then just over here by the Curly Hill is a White Trinity, and that White Trinity holds Dalmatians. And then the final Dalmatian is actually in Moonlight Hill as well. This door was inaccessible while we were in our first visit. Once you complete Halloween Town and seal the keyhole, this door can be opened. It's in the shape of a Christmas tree. It's a little reference to like Christmas Town in the original, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas movie. But there's a bunch of different treasure chests scattered around this little area, and some of them can be pretty hard to see because like there's kind of a dark grading on all the treasure chests and everything there. But if you keep searching around, eventually you find the last set of puppies that have been returned home. And that actually means that the only puppies that are left are 3 other boxes that are actually in Hallow Bastion itself. And unfortunately, we need to complete Hallow Bastion in order to complete the puppies. And from the Trinity list, there's only 1 of the ladder, 1 of the push, and 2 of the blue Trinities. And all of those are actually in Hallow Bastion as well. So we're now just at the end game point where once we finish Hallow Bastion, we're going to be getting a bunch of journals completely finished with our collectibles. Now, the challenge I'm doing, and the reason I'm doing it now, is because they get so much harder after Hallow Bastion Visit 1. Because the Heartless level up all over. And they become endgame Heartless. And basically the two challenges are you have to do a challenge with Sora alone and a challenge under a time limit. And these are way easier when you have the stats that I have and the Heartless have the stats that they have. It just becomes an absolute no-brainer. Just before you finish up on Hallow Bastion, before that point of no return, just do these particular side quests that are just so much easier now than later. And it's really not that tricky. I probably could have just cut to say, just do these and they're simple, but, you know, it gives me a chance to talk through the different White Trinity rewards, and, like, Lady Luck is just a brilliant addition. It's just unfortunate that as the game goes ahead, the game kind of realizes, oh, yeah, no, magic is really good, so we're probably going to have to just, like, nerf that a wee bit. So certain bosses like Riku, when we fought at the start of the episode, Riku just is immune to most of your magical damage. And it does just become a war of offense, unfortunately. I don't think I've mentioned it before, but I always liked the idea of the keychains. Like, Sora collects these different keychains from people and he attaches it to the keyblade to bring out its different forms. So, as we see there, Lady Luck, when he swung it there earlier, that has a little card of diamonds, I believe. Or it could be a heart. Hang on, let's see. No, it's a heart card. Yeah, so the Ace of Hearts. You know, nice little nod to Wonderland there. But like that, the Jungle King, our first one, that was like a butterfly. The Wishing Star is a little star. You know, going back to the Pinocchio story and Geppetto wishing on a star. The Three Wishes, Aladdin's keyblade, is a lamp. So you can really imagine that Sora just like, the genie miniaturize his lamp and give it as a keychain to Sora. Then the pumpkin head is just a pumpkin. You know, it's a nice little touch, the little keychains on the keyblades, you know. And as I say, we're that powerful that we can like nearly 3 hits and the boots are gone and the gauntlets are gone, and I'm not even using all my MP. I don't even need to use like an ether or anything. I'm just like one thunder, blow up everything, whack away everything else. But the bottom line is, with this victory we end up getting a trophy because we need to beat any tournament solo. But there's also dark matters to be earned, there's abilities for Sora to be earned, there's like trophies as well. So we end up getting the soloist trophy for completing any Olympus Coliseum challenge solo. And now that we've beaten it solo, we can take on that cup under a time limit. And since we've just watched it, I'm just speeding it up at double the speed, because with Donald and Goofy it's going to be even quicker to do. So sorry if that's a bit annoying, and I probably could have just cut it all out, but I want to leave in the fights just to show you how quick and easy it is, and how difficult it will become if you ended up just fighting through Hallow Bastion straight away and letting the Heartless get their power up, which we just do not need, you know. Like that 2 minutes, we've gone through 3 seeds in like less than 30 seconds. That was literally like 1 second of time. That was literally like, yeah, 37 to 30, yeah, barely 2 seconds. And yeah, it's all these, it's the shadows and it's like the moving for me. It's like when they all start moving, it just gets chaotic. But the rub is, if you stop them, they stay alive way longer than they would if you just tried your best to hit them. And place your bets in the comments before we reveal. Do you think we're going to beat it in under a minute? Do you think 12 seconds? Will it take us 12 seconds to beat all these? What do you think? Come on, Donald, start doing crowd control. Let's go. Whew! In like 59 seconds. And we get the Time Attacker trophy. And pretty much that's going to be this episode, guys. Because we can go forward and start doing the other challenges, like solo with the Pegasus Cup. And we'll start that next episode, basically. But hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed getting all the Trinities. And leave a comment with what your plans are kind of before Hallow Bastion 1 is finished. Alright, thanks so much. Talk next time. Have a good one.